Would you look at that? If you've just joined in, we are currently working our way through a 2014 Subaru Forester. A friend of mine didn't get the money they wanted on a trade, so we're going to try and achieve that, getting more money, via me doing some work on it. And currently I've worked my way through a road trip. We've fixed a blown headlight bulb, a HID bulb, and today we're going to focus on the steering wheel. We're going to replace it with a steering wheel from the wreckers I managed to source. The steering wheel on this particular car has peeled, probably from years of sunlight, hand sanitizer through the epidemic, and maybe jewelry or rings, I don't know. I've done many a steering wheel change, but nothing that's had an airbag attached to it. So this is a little bit above what I normally do. I have done a bit of YouTubing to get a grip on what might need to be done. The video looked rather complicated. I don't know if it is or it isn't. Let's dig in and find out. First things, make sure that battery is disconnected. We have done that. I've got to remove the horn pad first. You don't just reef it out. We've got 3 locating tabs here that the horn pad clips into. The horn pad, of course, has your airbag, so we've got to be careful with that. To get these off, usually it's a nice little pick or a special little tool you use. I've bent a screwdriver to match the angle here. And you can see these steel rods. They're like a spring, and you're meant to push them aside, and that'll help release the clip up here. So let's look at this side here. Get my bent screwdriver. We've got it here, and you can see me pushing it across as such. Don't have to push much. That opens up the clip up above it here, the circle, pushes the bar across, and out we pop. So the bottom one's pretty easy actually. It may take me a little while because of this. I thought it was good enough, but it might be a bit of a struggle. Let's go and have a look. Very difficult. We'll go down the bottom one first. There we go. Bottom one's done. That's how bloody easy that is. It's these other ones that are just a bit of a problem. I turned the camera off thinking it was going to take me ages, and I managed to pop the second one, so didn't get that one, but let's go for the third. And again I jagged the third one, and here we go. Looky looky. Alright, we have the steering wheel horn pad and the airbag popped out. That took like no time compared to the wreckers. That took us over an hour at the wreckers. So now we need to unplug these things and carefully put this to the side. We've got our airbag connection and our information for all the bits to go back from the steering wheel to the car and the ECU. And then there's an extra plug down here. Well, it's not extra, that's the plug there that runs the buttons off to the side of the wheel here. Where are they? There. And that's to scroll through what shows up on the dash here with our fuel, our ranges and all that kind of stuff. We'll unbolt it, so we'll take that nut off and we'll get the old girl out and we'll change everything over. So we disconnected those wires, but the airbag wire here, so I've let it sit, it's been sitting here for several minutes now. I don't know if that's a thing or not, if I should, but I've got to try and peel up this yellow tab here. Okay, there we go. And now we've got to take this small wire off here. Doesn't look too difficult, but it's, there we go. One airbag and one horn pad. Let's put that aside nice and gently. Should I be worried? Move the camera yet again, trying to get a better angle for you. Let's recap. This steering wheel here, we've taken the horn pad and airbag pad off, using those little holes on each side of the steering wheel, 3. Pushing these clips across in order to pop it. Then we have to disconnect the wires. Bulk of the wires are attached to the back end of the steering wheel here, towards the column, into the steering clock. And the airbag is the yellow wire here, and it detaches at the horn pad. We've got to pull up a little yellow tab here and then pop it out, and then we've got to take off this little grey wire. I think it might be earth, I'm guessing. Right, so we've got all that ready. Now I'm going to undo it. It's a size 17 nut, and the wheel is slightly off to the center, so I should have had it straight, but it's locked itself in position. The car's power's off. Let's see if we can do it like this. All right, that wasn't too hard, which is good. Now this is where we've got to be careful of the black piece down here, the steering clock behind the wheel. We don't want to mess with that too much. All the information for the car's steering and everything, and all the information here runs through that. They do wear and they do need to be replaced sometimes, so we're just going to try and loosen the wheel. Okay, gently, gently. That wasn't too hard, just need a little bit of convincing. So there's our steering clock, here's our steering wheel. Let's go and take all these pieces off. I'm hoping I haven't stuffed up here. This is auto, this might have come off a manual, and that one there has the paddle shifters on each side of the steering wheel. This one doesn't. The casing is different. It's got a slot cut out. Let's have a look. There's a slot cut out on the Forester here for the paddles on both sides. I'm hoping I can remove this and all of the pieces in regards to that and swap them as well. Fingers crossed. This comes up. Just got to disconnect the cables. Alright, so there's that back piece. It's all pretty intuitive, this stuff. It's not difficult at all. Wheels are on the bench side by side. Slightly different colour too. That one there is not as shiny. Anyway, we're now going to take off all of these parts and put them onto the replacement wheel. So this wiring was different, but fortunately all of that, well, doesn't matter, it'll go all onto here. Let's do it. I'm not going to argue with that. That looks bloody nice. We might give that a clean while we're here. Oh, no, that's got to go there. Click everything back in. Attached, attached, attached. Those two go on the pad, which we shall install. That looks good. It looks much better. There we go. Clip. Got to hold the yellow tab up and slide it in. Back into position. Put this grey one on. And we are ready to pop that back in its hole. I'm going to put the battery back on, turn the key or put the ignition on and see to make sure if I've got the wheel right, because I don't want to have to remove this again, but fingers crossed we are correct. Let's put the negative cable on. Oh, a little bit of a spark there, don't stress. Just going to sit it for now and we'll go and have a look and see what indicators or what is happening inside the car. I might be out one log. No lights on the dash, that's good. Let's try and move and see. Oh no, that seems alright. No, that seems pretty good. I'm happy with that. Let's pop that in. Pop the bonnet down and we'll go for a drive and make sure that it feels right on the road. But everything looks good. No warning lights. No issues. I might disconnect the battery for putting that on. I think I might do that. So I'm not going to push it in right now. I'm going to disconnect the battery yet again, then pop it on, then reconnect the battery, just in case that blows. Right, battery's back off. There we go. Let's get some things out of here. We'll go for a drive. All right, driving it now. Hey, 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 hey! Far out, people! Just reverse onto the road when someone's driving towards you and then does a U-turn top of a hill. It looks alright when I'm stationary, but as I'm driving, it feels like it's slightly to the right. I don't know. It's funny, you start messing around with the car and I feel like there's noises that weren't here yesterday when I started working on the car. Yeah, I reckon it's just ever so slightly out. Woo. That's better. When I got home, I went and popped the horn pad off and I did do an adjustment back the other way. And now it's slightly to the left, not to the right. There's a certain position that the wheels will lock into the steering wheel. So it was either one way or the other. And either way, when I'm driving straight, the wheel is not true and dead straight. So that tells me that the alignment might be out a little bit. So I'm going to get that looked at as well at some point. Things are progressing nicely with the Forester. We have obviously driven it back up and showed its reliability. We've replaced the HID bulb. And today we have gone and replaced the steering wheel and it looks a lot better. To date, including the trip and then the drive home, we've spent this much money. Yeah, we've still got a few things to do. There'll be videos coming out on that, so stick around, like and subscribe if you want to catch those. We're going to be doing a headlight restoration, repairing a torn seat. I've got to do the full detail yet as well, and we're doing some PDR, or paintless dent removal. I'm not doing that. I'll have someone here doing that for me at a rather large cost, but it makes all the difference when presenting the car to a future buyer and hopefully getting those premium dollars. Please consider subscribing if you like me and my contents. I said love, I said pet. If you like it, subscribe to it. That's what I reckon. Find it, buy it, fix it, flip it. Have some fun along the way and remember Rushy. And we'll catch you next time on Flip My Ride. Go and look at the other videos. Links down there somewhere. Yeah. See ya. I friggin' dropped this camera again the other day. Luckily I didn't damage the gimbal again. I didn't know if he'd show up. Can you reverse the trailer? That was close. Wow. Is that for Big Dick or something? That's your porta potty? Twin cam?
I don't know if it's twin cam.
Supercharged.